So in this screencast, we're going to be taking a look at the graphic organizers that are within Smart Learning Suite Online. So to access the graphic organizers, you're going to begin by going to your Smart Learning Suite Online homepage and clicking on the Add Activities button. And in the bottom right-hand corner, you're going to see graphic organizers. And when we click on that, there are 21 different graphic organizers that you are able to use in Smart Learning Suite Online. A lot of them are very general use, so you can customize them to fit whatever content and curriculum that you are teaching. We're big fans of ones like the Frayer model, which you can use for pretty much any vocabulary across the curriculum. Brainstorming web pages. There's T-charts up here. We've got columns. We've got Venn diagrams. Lots of really great options for you here that you can take a look at. And if you'd like to add one to a presentation or you'd like to just use one by itself, you simply click on it and it will open up in Smart Online. Okay, now the most important thing when you add a graphic organizer is to convert it to an activity. If you don't convert it to an activity, it'll be a view only for your students. So when you convert to an activity, you can either make this page an individual handout, which is like being in Google Classroom and making a copy for each student, or you can make it a collaborative workspace where multiple students can be assigned to teams. You could have 2, 3, 4 kids working on a single graphic organizer together. So for the sake of this one, we're going to make this an individual handout activity. All right, let's finish editing. And now when we go into our graphic organizer, we're going to have a student progress button. And this is going to allow us to see any of our students and what they're working on, or we can click on the teacher handout, which is going to show the original copy of the graphic organizer. You can also add a graphic organizer, and you can make that graphic organizer collaborative. So here I've opened up a Frayer model vocabulary graphic organizer, and if I convert this to an activity and make it a collaborative workspace activity, what that's going to do is it's going to allow me when I start this Smart Online lesson, rather than just seeing student progress, I'm going to have a setup button instead. Now when I click setup to essentially start this lesson, I have a choice to set up all of my students into teams. Now, if I say everyone's on one team, it means all of the students in my class can actually contribute to the graphic organizer at the same time. However, if I would have 10 kids in this class and I would set up 5 teams, it would put students into groups of 2 for each of those teams. All right, and we've got one more that we're going to take a look at here. This is just a Brainstorm life map that we decided to come up with. And just so you know, when you create these graphic organizers, you can always, when you're in editing mode, you can click on the title here and change the title so it's easier for you to navigate. But I'm going to go back to my student mode one, and this is one where I allow my students to basically go in themselves. They can hit the start button to begin. And once the graphic organizer loads up for them, in this case, I have the instructions for them to use text and images to create the life map. So students are able to go in and they can search for whatever they want to search for. They can add it to their life map here, resize, put things where they need to go. They can use texts. They can add whatever they want to add to their life map. So this is the student view of what they're seeing. Now, the teacher view, when I click on student progress this time, since this isn't a whole class collaborative activity, I'm able to see each of my students, and by simply clicking on their names, I can pull up their assignment and see exactly what they have done. And I still have editing access, so if I would like to leave a comment or say something to the student on their slide, I can do that directly. And I can go back and I can see all my other students as well. And when we're ready to move on, I can go ahead and move us on. You can check out the next video for more Smart Online tips.